What's up everyone and welcome to another Spider-Man 2 video. Today I am giving you 10 things that the game doesn't teach you, and it's going to act like a little bit of a hints and tips video for new players to the game. I am aiming to at least show you one thing that you don't know in this video, so do let me know down in the video comments if I achieve that, and if you've got any other tips for new players, also go ahead and post them as well. Let's get straight into this. The first thing I want to discuss is wind tunnels, and these are introduced to you after the third mission in the game. I just don't think it gives you any sort of tutorial on how to use them, and they are very good for getting around the map before you start unlocking fast travel. If you scan, you'll see the circles. If you just glide with triangle, you can enter any of these wind tunnels from any angle to get around the map very quickly, and you can use these ones to throw you in the air to gain more height and just keep on gliding. Make sure you're aiming for these wind tunnels at all times while you traverse in New York City, and these will be very handy until you unlock fast travel in each region. Not only that, but on top of rooftops, you're able to find these slingshots. If you have a look at the map, they are not on there whatsoever. You're not going to see them. But on the mini-map in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, they are highlighted with an orange slingshot icon. When you find these and you want to travel far, just get on one of them and just interact with it, and you're able to slingshot yourself a far distance. So let's have a look at this now. I'm going to step on the pad, press L2 and X to super slingshot. I'll use my web, and when I let go, I'm going to get thrown forward, and I'll be able to go into a glide then and travel far distances. Again, this is another way to traverse through New York City while you haven't got fast travel unlocked. And one final tip on traversing: if you have to cross water or you need to go somewhere where there's a lot of water along the way, it is great to use for getting about. You can glide on water now in Spider-Man 2. After a few seconds, you will sink, so just be careful. If you keep on jumping and gliding and jumping and gliding, you'll keep on landing on the water. You can keep up your speed and you can get by things very quickly. Early game, one of the best things you can do is explore. You're going to unlock loads of different side activities and collectibles as you go through the main story. And as you traverse through the map, you'll notice how much of my map is highlighted here. It's because I scan all of the time. While you're traversing through New York City, just keep on pressing R3. This is going to highlight anything that you're close to as you're going through. Now, there's loads of activities and collectibles that you can find, and you need to get quite close to them without the scan. But if you just keep on scanning like this as you're going from point A to point B, you're going to unlock a lot of extra activities that you can do on the map, and this is going to give you plenty of opportunity to earn tech points and other resources as you're playing through the game in the main story. These tech parts and resources will enable you to craft some suits that you unlock as you go through the main story for Peter and Miles. But also at some point you're going to get some suit tech, and it'll enable you to upgrade some of this suit tech as well for all of your suits, which is very handy. On top of that, you'll be spending it into your gadgets to upgrade your gadgets as well. So make sure you're scanning all of the time early game while you're going from point A to point B, and get as many activities unlocked as you can. They'll then be on your map for you to then go and complete. You can see here we've got 5 city tokens for that event. We've got rare tech parts there with 140 normal tech parts. There's loads of resources you got to get for doing these, and the more you scan, the more that are going to pop up on the map. It is worth mentioning as well, though, as you do go further in the game and you get progress in each region or district, you will level that up and you'll eventually unlock fast travel. When you do get that, it will highlight the whole region for you and show you any icons that you need to go and do any activity. But early in the game, this is not the case, and even then, when you do get all of the regions unlocked and highlighted, there is one collectible it won't show, and that's going to be the Spiderbots. So just be mindful of that. I will cover all Spiderbot locations in another video. While we are on the conversation of tech points, I do highly advise that you don't just go wasting them early game. You're going to get enough tech points to unlock absolutely everything. All suits, all suit tech, all gadgets and upgrades as you go for 100% game completion, so you don't need to worry about that. However, as you progress through the story, suit tech isn't available right away. It opens after a certain mission. I forget which one it is now, but once it is open, some of the best upgrades you can probably upgrade early in the game are on your suit. So I highly recommend saving your tech parts if you're not going to be grinding a ton amount of activities, if you just want to focus on the main story for a bit, because some of these upgrades are probably better than just unlocking a load of suits or some gadget upgrades. So keep an eye out for that. Wait for suit tech to become available for you and maybe save some parts to invest here. Open world crimes are something that are going to pop up a lot on your map. You know they are an open world crime because of this red exclamation mark, and these will reward you with tech parts and XP. They are great to do, but you don't really need to focus on these, and it's important to know that there's no consequence if you do ignore them. So don't worry too much about them. They are going to pop up a lot, and they can waste a lot of your time if you just want to focus on side activities in the main story. So if you want to do them, do them. If you don't, there's no consequence. One thing I do want to make you aware of, though, is that some open world crimes are more valuable than others. Now, if you spot an open world crime and the other Spider-Man is there, so in this instance I am Peter and Miles was already attending to this crime, it could work the other way around as well. These are going to reward you with more XP and more tech parts if you complete them. So if you do notice these as you're going about and the other Spider-Man is attending to it, these are the ones you want to focus on, if any. But again, if you don't, there's no consequence for not doing them, but these are more rewarding. And just while we're on the subject of XP, probably should have mentioned this earlier, where you are traversing through New York City, another good way of just earning little bits of XP is by performing tricks. Again, this is not taught to you that I know of, but while you're swinging, if you just hold square and then push a direction on the left stick, up, down, left or right, you'll perform tricks as you go through and you traverse and swing through New York. Obviously, all these tricks will add up and you'll get XP as you're going from point A to point B. You can then do a combo on these as well to increase that XP. It's a little bit of XP, but every little bit counts, right? Next, I just want to talk about some settings. If you go into your options menu and head over to settings, right here, you're going to notice two shortcuts. Now, there's not a lot of reason to come here because the game does a great job of setting the game up for you first time playing, and you may not ever enter this menu, so you won't even know about these. But if you head over to the shortcuts, left and right on the D-pad have no use. Up and down do, but left and right don't. So you can come here for shortcut 1 on the left on the D-pad and select from a list of options, and the same with right on the D-pad. You can select from another list of options there. I like to put the left on the D-pad to open the FNSM app and right to toggle camera gadget, but you can choose whatever shortcut you want to make use of those D-pad buttons. On top of that, if we head into accessibility, there's a lot of accessibility options for people needing them, but also if you just want to adjust the difficulty of your gameplay experience, have a look through these because there's loads. There's simplified puzzles if you're not liking the puzzle part of the game. You've got enhanced auto aim. You can even turn on auto heal if you want. The QTE events, if you're not happy about that, you can turn them so they're just auto and they'll do that for you. There's a lot of great accessibility settings to have a look through. And on top of that, if you really want a challenge, head all the way to gameplay. And at the bottom of gameplay, you can turn on full damage, which makes things very interesting. As you level up in Spider-Man 2, you are going to be earning skill points. And you've got different trees for Miles, Peter, and for both of them shared. Now, the maximum level on Spider-Man 2, I believe, is level 60, and you're going to get enough skill points through the game to unlock every single skill on these skill trees. However, what skills should you focus on early is a question I know a lot of people might be asking, and I'm just going to explain a few that I like now. All of the skills that I like the sound of early game are all on the shared skill tree. If we go over to the left here, you can unlock Bounce Up, which will enable you to then get Air Swap. What I really like about Air Swap is that when you're doing air combat, which is very much advised when you're in combat, taking enemies into the air so all the ground enemies can't harm you, you're still going to get aimed at. And if you press circle, you can basically switch sides when you're in the air, and it'll just make sure you don't get hit by ranged combat. It's very, very good. I highly recommend it. Then on top of that, over on the right side of the tree, combo resupply is a very good skill. It adds a chance for a free gadget shot at the end of a 4-hit melee combo, and you do that a lot. It just gives you an extra gadget to use. You are timed to do it, but when you have got a lot of enemies, this will be proccing a lot, and you just keep on using gadget after gadget. As I said, very highly recommended. You've also got parry disarm. This is great as well, where if you've got to parry a enemy, you're going to disarm them when you do it. Furthermore, as you go down, you got perfect dodge recharge, which will basically partially recharge some abilities after performing a perfect dodge. Then further down, abilities are partially recharged when performing knockouts, which is very good. And then you got gadget resupply. It resupplies one gadget shot after performing a finisher, which you do quite often. And the last one here is fired up that I've unlocked, where higher combo counts increase the focus gain rate, which means you're going to be able to heal yourself more and perform those perfect finishes more. And finally, there is a lot to explore in Spider-Man 2, including a ton of Easter eggs. I just want to show you this one to end this video because I think it's a great touch, and it's the Wakanda Forever Easter egg. This building in front of us here is the Wakandan Embassy, and this has been in previous Spider-Man games. The location of it is just here in Midtown, and if you make your way exactly to where I'm positioned on the map here, right next to this like big tall building, you'll be in the position or the location that I am at. And then as Miles, you are able to walk up to the front door of this building, this embassy, and there'll be a triangle interaction for you to perform a gesture. This is a touching tribute to Black Panther's MCU actor Chadwick Boseman, who tragically passed away a number of years ago. This is the gesture that Miles will perform when you interact with the front door. And there we go. I think I covered more than 10 of them for you there, but there's plenty of tips and tricks for you that the game doesn't teach you in Spider-Man 2. As I said earlier, if there's anything that you want to point out to others or any tips and tricks that you've got, comment down below and let me know if I taught you anything new today, because that was my aim. Thank you for watching this video. I got a lot of other Spider-Man 2 content. If you want to go and check it out, link down in the video description. Go and click it. But until next time, thank you for watching this video. Stay safe and peace out.